Hi, I'm Lisa Engel-Franklin, and I'm a rainbow energy healing practitioner, amongst a few other things. And now I've started a show called All Things Metaphysical and More. And I'm interviewing people so that they can talk about their gifts. I'm bringing them in the forefront so they can talk about their gifts and what they're doing to help others. And today, my guest is Eddie BenAbraham. And I'm so thankful, Eddie, that you're here. And I really look forward to interviewing you. And so can you please introduce yourself, tell us about Eddie?
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. Beautiful show you got there. I love it. Mhm.
So,
I was born in Israel, arrived in this beautiful land about 30 years ago.
wow.
And um, what I think is best for us to start is with this journey that I've started about 11 to 12 years ago.
Okay.
And during that time, there are two things which grew from this. One of them is the mental grid, which is a teachings that have been taught by spirit.
Hmm.
Um, and second is the compassion gauge tool, which is an invention that we've designed in the last 6 years. That what it does is it detects the level of compassion in humans, measures it, and then grades it from 1 to 10, and presents a beautiful logo with it. So during the process of the 11 to 12 years, first came in the mental grid.
Hmm.
The mental grid is basically a field, or should we say a container
Hmm.
that houses us in our corporeal form,
Hmm.
and what you would want to call the higher self, the soul, everything that we as humans are supported by. It's an eye-rolling concept because the size of this grid is huge.
Hmm.
It's the size of a football field.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's huge.
I'm going to bring in some information from Cryon by Lee Carroll. He talks about the field as well. He talks about the field, but it's different, something else. If his field is somewhat of the blood in the blood of the spiritual um, uh, food, if we want to call it. It's what um, we work through, how we what we do in our life, in our daily life, and what we create and how we create things. That's the field and how it comes to be and creates the reality around us. The
Hmm.
mental grid is what rolls within and what's exists within that field that he talks about with Cryon. Also,
Hmm.
another friend of mine who's in Israel, she's doing a beautiful show, a movie. She just made a great movie about the field,
Oh,
and highly recommend it. Coming up soon. Um, so the process of learning about what it does and how we use it and how we connect to it and the benefits are have gradually came to be and now it's full blown and in practice. So
wow.
I use
Wow.
that to for my work, my own work, to connect. And I've done channeling in the past, coffee
Okay.
readings, and there's a lot of background there that accumulated together and brought this together.
Hmm.
And then at the same time, the compassion gauge tool, that is also part of the process where our future is based on compassion. It's self-love. Um, it's the pinnacle of this um, new world we're going into, what we're
Hmm.
going through right
Hmm.
now.
Yeah,
Which
a lot of people don't have compassion, do they? So,
it's not something that we are evolving into. It's
hmm.
for the very first time in thousands of years, human nature is actually shifting. It's changing,
Hmm.
and one of the biggest things that are occurring is self-love. It's a journey that we're discovering again. We knew that years ago. I mean, it's something that we've forgotten. We did not forget it for no reason. There was a reason for it. for our progress as an evolution, for the evolution of our souls on the planet. And we are now remembering this. And this brings us to what you wanted to talk about.
Well, I got a question for you. With this compassion, the way you measure compassion, is it a grid? Is it a meter? Is it, like what? Because you mentioned
it is a digital tool.
Digital tool.
It is a digital tool that is this. Yes, it is digital. So the concept and the mechanism of it was given to me over a period of about a year and a half.
Wow.
And then a friend of mine, Peter, who is a genius in programming, he joined the team, and he took that concept, whatever I put together, he made that into a software.
Wow.
And it works very fast. It's very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a concept that many have a challenge accepting it and understanding it. But in time, it will be understandable.
Right.
It's something that we are still learning, and in ways of explaining it too as well. So
Yeah.
we're getting better at it.
Yeah.
The very first time I published this was on Golly Goose. Golly Goose is the uplifting news network in 2000. So for the first 6 months, I was like, what's going on? Why are people not getting this? Something's very weird. So that took me back, says, okay, you know what? Give it some more time. It's going to happen. So, but You've done what you have to do, and move on to the next stuff, because continuously I'm getting more and more things to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we've put this three website platform: I Love Healers, Vortex, and Healers One. And and today this is where we are now.
Right. Well, I was impressed with the compassion digital tool, and I did do it, and I scored very high, and I thought, well, how can it read my compassion? I mean, that's one thing. I'm fascinated with your websites and, and all your Facebook pages, and looking at them and everything, and trying to understand it. And I know I'm a person with a lot of compassion, but I didn't know that you could actually measure it. And so that's really fascinating for me to see that,
It is. Consciousness is measurable. So your
Wow.
state of being is measurable.
Wow.
Princeton University has done this by, since 1994, they've done something similar where they measure, they send out digital pieces with randomization of numbers around the world. They're able to monitor those and see what happens during events in the world. So 9/11 was one. Things changed. Consciousness changed. Like the gravity of the planet because of things that, and then when we come together as a group, more than two people, and we do things together, we create change that is measurable. So it's becoming more and more mainstream. 30 years ago, you said anything that we have said now in this video, anything like that 30 years ago, you would say,
yeah.
Now it's becoming normal. Isn't that amazing?
Right. It's very amazing, because they would think, oh, sure, measure that, right? Like they wouldn't believe you, and now it's like, there's no limit. It used to be the sky's the limit. There's no limit. There's really no limit to things. Well, tell us, please, because you have 2 events coming up in the next 2 days, and that's why we kind of sped this process up to interview you right away, so we could tell people about your 2 events that are coming up.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Global Mindfulness Week. It is what we're putting together. And so where it came from is the practicality of daily life. There's a remembrance that we need to come back to. Honoring Gaia, honoring ourselves, honoring family.
All the things that are important.
Yes, exactly. Compassionate actions, healing people on Wednesday. A global healing session on Thursday. So the first one that came up was that we started was exactly when the coronavirus started, and it was Thursday to transmute coronavirus. And I know we've made change.
Yes.
We have affected this, and there are results. I'm not looking for proof by anyone. This is my statement, and I know it. It actually worked. Now, tomorrow is Healing Others Wednesday is where we get together to offer our healing and blessings and prayers to those who we care,
Mm-hmm.
to those who we don't even know, or it could be leaders around the world where we can offer them our compassion to find the best solutions for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a parent, a son, a daughter, a brother, sister, anyone, you're welcome to join and submit your the name and your affirmation, and we post that on the website, and you're invited to join the healing. And then Thursday is where we all gather together. It's every Thursday and every Wednesday. Yeah, it's a
From now on, it's going to be every
weekly process. It's a weekly process for us to get into the groove, to get
Sure.
back to remember the important things in life.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday is where we have a specific affirmation, a specific objective to work on as a unified together to work on bringing together a change that we know that needs to take place. This is all aligned with spirit. It's aligned with God, source, whatever you believe in, and how you know, whatever title you want to give it to.
Sure.
It's a work in progress. The more time I can allocate to this, I will continue in doing so and adding more days. This week we added Tuesday, today, honoring Gaia as we record this.
Yes.
A beautiful Mother Earth.
This is fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you. What else?
So how can they tune in to be part of this? To look at your Facebook page, to contact you? How should they get a hold of you?
This is something that I'm still working on, how we can get everybody together because it takes time to grow a community. And I'm doing this all with my finances and friends and partners who are contributing, and it's very limited. I'm juggling more things to finance this.
Okay.
So right now it's on our Vortex on the website. There's a platform which is similar to Facebook. It's free. Log in, sign up. There's a wall, friendships, comment walls. It's very similar to.
You can give me all this information, and I'll post it with this interview when I go to post this. Okay.
And then we also have a group on Facebook where we get together, and my wall is also it's open. Everything's public. You're more than welcome to join anytime. It's an invitation. I'm not forcing anybody to go through this to do anything.
Right. It's all voluntary. Right.
This is where it is. Businesses back in the day were built on the concept of, okay, how do we make money? That was the first thing in mind. Yeah. Now it's not. How do we? Where do we serve the planet? Where do we serve our fellow human brothers and sisters on the planet with what we are offering to do?
Right.
And finances will come as a
result. Right.
And this is where we're heading. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I appreciate you stepping out and doing this. I mean, it's something that's really well needed, and especially during these times, because people are losing hope, and there's no reason to lose hope. We need to, stand together and work on things, and I really appreciate you doing this. Weekly, people can do this now,
If I may, since we are on this, and you did mention it, we ask for this. But we are
not all of us.
We ask for this. Well, not all of us in the conscious mind. There's
right. But I know what you mean. We're all responsible because we're all connected. We really are.
We want to changes here, and we're going to go through this, and we're going to succeed. Light is winning.
Yeah.
And stay positive. Stay in a good health. And
do self-care. Keep our vibrations high. Yeah, I mean, we have to do all of that stuff. And even the stuff that you mentioned now, we have to do it weekly, daily, whatever, and not push it aside and think money and whatever's more important, because it's not. When it comes right down to it, that's not important.
It is important, and I'm not going to say it's not important because it is a part of our society, and we
Society,
do, yes, we do need it,
right,
but not the prime goal.
right, right.
And it's I do get visions of the future, and it's beautiful. It's
Wow,
amazing.
wow. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Will you promise to come back and talk some more about your other,
I would love
projects that you have going on? Okay,
I would love
great. Thank you for doing this so we can get the word out. Thank you so much.
to. Have a wonderful day.
Take care. Bye-bye.